Lately, I've been seeing a lot of budget meals go viral on TikTok. They claim you could make a delicious meal out of just a few ingredients. So today I'm going to try a few of the most popular recipes and see if they're actually worth it for, everyday meals. I've been seeing this dumpling bake all over my feed, so naturally I have to give it a try. Let's get it started. You're going to need some wontons or any type of dumplings. I just found these at Walmart. I'm going to spray a 9x13 baking dish with nonstick spray. And then first, you're going to add in a can of coconut milk. This is basically like a dump and bake casserole as well. Now I'm adding in ginger and garlic. This one sounds so good. So that's why we're starting with it first. Add lime juice or vinegar, the recipe says. Add in 3 tablespoons of red curry paste. Got my trusty baby spoon. I'll add that in. 1, 2, 3. Next, I'm adding in 2 tablespoons of soy sauce. I'm using the low sodium soy sauce because that's what I have on hand. So the recipe says to add in either a tablespoon of honey or brown sugar. I'm using honey, so add it right in there. Give it a whisk in your baking dish. You probably just want that red curry paste and the coconut milk, everything to get combined together. They're saying on TikTok that this is a great weeknight dinner because you just throw the ingredients into your baking dish and let it bake, which I agree. I love dump and bake casseroles like this. So next I'm adding in my spinach. This is just chopped up spinach. Now I'm going to add my dumplings over the top. These are mini wontons. The recipe says you could add any type, specifically Trader Joe's. I don't have a Trader Joe's near my house, so I'm just going with the best, closest option, which is these ones that I found at Walmart. I will spread these out, and I want them to be super saucy, so I'm just going to give it a little stir. I don't want the tops to dry out. I was looking at a bunch of different recipes for this on TikTok, and some of the tops look to dry, so super saucy over the top. Cover tightly with foil, and I'll bake this in a preheated oven to 350 degrees for about 25 to 30 minutes. This one's gonna be a good one. The dumpling bake is finished baking, and I'm so excited about this one. It smells so good. I'm a huge fan of coconut milk and these flavors, so I am thinking that I'm going to like it. So after it's baked, people are kind of stirring it. So that's what I'm gonna do now. Ooh, geez, that looks good and it smells good. And then people are sprinkling the top with fresh green onions and chili oil flakes. So we're gonna do that. This smells like butter chicken. It reminds me of you probably know, but I love anything butter chicken. It's that coconut milk mixed with those flavors. Completely smells like butter chicken. So just did some of that oil and then green onions. If you're not a chili oil fan, you of course don't have to add that over the top. I just garnished it. This kind of reminds me of an Asian casserole. I'm going to take a bite. Ooh, whoa. Holy moly. That is amazing. That sauce is rich. It's a little bit creamy. It's bursting with flavor. These dumplings, they cook perfectly like that. So they absorb a lot of that sauce. Oh, that is good. And then the chili over the top. Whoever created this recipe, it is a good one. I'm going to be making it again. I don't know what to think of this one. I was scrolling TikTok last night with my husband and this Japanese cheesecake came up. It's 2 ingredients. You basically get a tub of yogurt. A lot of the recipes are saying to use plain yogurt or vanilla yogurt. I'm using vanilla yogurt just because it has flavor. You get what I mean. And then also Biscoff cookies. These are the only ingredients you are going to need for it. Yes, this is a cheap dessert idea. I'm really excited to see how it's going to turn out. All you have to do is open the container up and then shove Biscoff cookies right into the yogurt. Biscoff cookies and anything Biscoff is just my favorite. I love cookie butter and all those flavors. So I do think I'm going to like this. I do find it funny though that they say it tastes like cheesecake. I mean, I could see why they're saying that, but This could be a really good, cheap dessert hack that all of us start using. You can see how beautiful that looks. A lot of the recipes are saying to let it sit in your fridge overnight. I'll just let it sit in my fridge for a couple hours because you basically just need the cookies softened. The cheesecake or yogurt cheesecake, Japanese cheesecake, it's done. Here's what it looks like. It looks about the same. All you have to do is take a spoon and like scrape the top of it. So like this. And look at how good it looks inside. Okay, I'm going to take a bite. This is a gigantic bite. Mmm. Whoa. I don't know why, but that does taste like a cheesecake. What in the world? That tastes like a cheesecake. Okay. Cheesecake is one of my all-time favorite desserts, like ever. I think the cracker inside, it absorbs some of the moisture from the cheesecake. I guess it kind of tastes like a cheesecake crust. That's like the texture it has. With it absorbing some of the yogurt is a little bit more dense, kind of like cheesecake, so it has the texture of cheesecake. This is good, and I will definitely be making it again. I don't know who would have ever thought to do this, but I like it. Okay, this one is completely strange. I was scrolling my TikTok and I found this recipe and it is like completely viral. I baked up my sweet potatoes right here, and all you have to do is slice your sweet potato. Of course, you don't have to bake your sweet potatoes. You could put them like in a microwave, air fryer, Instant Pot, just however you want to get them soft. But this is a warm sweet potato. And then I have my butter case cheese right here. The original creator, I think her name is COOKBOOKS, if I'm correct, but she's saying this is like the best cheese to use for it, and it's like buttery, soft cheese. To be quite honest with you, I have never ever used this cheese in my entire life. I'm excited about it. This recipe, it is strange, but I feel like it could be really good, and it's also a very healthy snack. So what she does is she slices her cheese. She used a spoon. It is soft. And then all you do is you grab your sweet potato. I'll kind of make a little hole in there. Grab your sweet potato and then you shove it in. It actually worked. Okay, I'm going to let it melt for like a minute or so, and then we're going to give it a try. I'm actually going to make a couple of them since I did bake 3 sweet potatoes in my oven, and just want to see. I'm actually slicing this cheese. It is easier to slice just with a knife than to like use a spoon, but if you don't have a knife on hand, you could use a spoon. In my opinion, I do think I'm going to like this, and it could be like the perfect afternoon budget-friendly snack. Now that my cheese is nice and melty, they say to eat it with the skin on, just like take a bite of the entire thing. So here we go. That is weirdly good. I don't love like the skin on it. It just like the skin tastes very earthy. I did wash the potatoes first though. But that cheese and the sweet potato mixed together, that is like oddly good. I'm like kind of shocked. I didn't think I would like this one as much as I do. Like look at the cheese inside. This one is, okay. I do think I would make this one again. Here's, as you see, this is what it looks like inside. It's kind of like a mozzarella stick. So you have your cheese in the middle of it, and then the outside is like your sweet potato. I'm actually going to try it without the skin. Okay, take the skin off. Okay. Without the skin, I give this like an 8 or 9 out of 10. It is good for like a side dish or like an appetizer or like an afternoon snack. Protein, yummy, affordable. This one shocked me, but I actually really love it. As Logan says, sometimes you have to eat an entire cucumber. So now we are making his California roll cucumber salad. This is gonna be interesting. So I'm just slicing an entire cucumber into this bowl. I'm using a mandolin. This is a brand new mandolin, but slice a cucumber very thinly. That's what he says in his videos. You wanna make sure the cucumber is like super thin. He has made so many different like cucumber salads. I was looking through his videos with my husband and we were just so impressed with all the different like cucumber salads he's created. But this is, I believe, the most popular, his California roll cucumber salad. Just so I don't cut my finger off like my brother did with the mandolin, I'm going to stop here. I have my cucumber in this clear container and now I'm going to use an avocado. He says to add avocado in, so just adding one whole avocado in. I'm going to call my husband down. I'll have to have my husband try this one. Now that my avocado is in there, he says to add QP mayo. So this is not your traditional mayo. He just says to add a lot of it. So that's quite a lot in my opinion. Next, I'm going to add a scoop of this whipped cream cheese. Next, I'm going to use this imitation crab. So he just cut some of it in. Next, I'm going to add in a little bit of low sodium soy sauce. This recipe is very straightforward. It's pretty simple. I mean, you just throw the ingredients into a container and then you shake it. And then he used MSG. I don't have MSG and I couldn't find MSG at Walmart, so I'm just using salt and pepper. It should be fine. I didn't mention it, but I also added in sesame seeds. Now, all you have to do is place the lid on top of your container and give it a good shake. You want the mayonnaise and like the cream cheese, soy sauce, you want all the flavors to get mixed together super well. This is what he does in all his videos. He just gives things a good shake. So, I mean, looks good to me. Let's see if it's done. Oh, wow. Interesting. I'll give it one last little stir. Okay, now I'm going to take a bite. I want to get everything in a bite though. Here it goes. Okay, I think this one is good. I don't think it's for me though. I'm not the biggest like imitation crab fan or like crab fan in general. In my opinion, if I didn't add the imitation crab in and I added like feta cheese, I really think it would be my cup of tea. But like I said, I'm not the biggest like crab or imitation crab fan. So I would give this one like a 7 out of 10. I like it though, it's good, but I'm just not a big crab fan. Can you come try something? My husband's been working, but he's actually coming in right now and I'm going to give him a bite. He doesn't know what is in this, so it's going to be kind of like a blind taste test, but I do want his like genuine reaction. So I'm going to give him a big bite. Do you like it?
That is good.
You like it?
It's really good.
So
Can I have a bowl of it? Is that artichoke?
No, it's imitation crab.
Imitation crab? Good.
You like it?
That's mine.
You could have the whole container.
All right. Thank you.
He likes it. So anyway, on to the next recipe. This one might be completely strange, but now we're making a onion boil. I don't know. I think I'm going to like this one, but let's see how it goes. So you grab a large onion. I'm using like a huge yellow onion. You cut the top and the bottom off just like this. And then you do want to peel it back so the skin isn't on it. This completely reminds me of like fried onion, a bloomin' onion. This just completely reminds me of this, but not fried. So grab foil, put your onion over the top of it. And then just on this side, I'm going to cut out the center of the onion, not all the way down, but kind of like this, because you're going to want to stuff it with butter, and the butter is going to give the onion flavor. That's my opinion. The lady says to put butter just in the center of your onion. Just shove it with butter. Now, right here, I have melted butter. I used about 1/4 cup of it. I'm going to add minced garlic to my butter. Oh my goodness. Okay, she also used Slap Ya Mama, so we'll add quite a bit of that. She used a ton of seasonings, and that's what you do for like a regular seafood boil is you load up the seasonings. Next I'm using Old Bay and then Creole. So very similar to your traditional like onion boil, or it's traditional for your like regular seafood boil. I just added in salt, pepper, go heavy on the seasonings, paprika. This one you might be thinking right now, this one looks strange, and I agree with you, it does look strange, but I do feel like it's going to be good. I'm also a big onion fan. I've never really had onion straight. I've always had it in recipes, so give this a stir. Now all you have to do is pour it over the top of the onion. All over the onion. Look at that. It's gonna give it a lot of flavor. You want all the seasonings in there. And then you'll kind of wrap up the foil. This is gonna go on a sheet pan just so it doesn't drip in my oven. This is gonna bake on 175 degrees, she says, for 90 minutes. It's a long time, and I'm gonna be craving an onion for that entire time. The time is up. My husband is the best. He's been watching the kids. I'm actually going to give him a call to give this a try with me, because not every day do you make an onion boil. Let's see what it looks like inside. Oh, wow. That cooks down so nicely. Oh, do you want to come try this?
Is it steaming hot?
Yeah, it probably is steaming hot.
Okay.
Come try my onion boil. Are you wondering what this is?
Is it like a budget bloomin' onion?
Okay, get a bite.
Me? You?
Both of us.
Okay. What's that at the bottom? Is that burger?
It's flavor at the bottom. Ready? Okay,
Cheers.
1, 2, 3. Oh, it's hot. Sorry. Oh, it's good though. It's really good. Try number 2, because the first bite,
the interior like molten lava.
it was hot. So they compare it to like a seafood boil, but like an onion boil.
That's good. That would be so good if you're
You
doing
have
like
some of it on your forehead.
if you had like a crock pot going
Yeah?
and you threw these in the oven, how long did that bake for? Like 20 minutes?
90.
90 minutes? Okay.
It would bake.
I love that.
You can bake it quicker in your slow cooker, he's right. If you bake it at a higher temperature, it will cook quicker. So
This is so good.
it's good. The seasonings are good. This is a viral TikTok recipe.
Valid. Optimal.
You like it?
Yeah.
Good. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye for now.